My father's late wife left me an inheritance for me in her will.
I don't see the issue here.
I won't mince words. I'm 22 female, the product of an affair.
Ooh,
I see the issue.
Yeah, there it is.
My father comes from a wealthy family and is a businessman in Asia, and my mother used to be a flight attendant in the 90s. My dad has always been there when I was growing up, even if my mom and I live in the US, and has provided for us financially.
All right.
His real family knows about me. He and his wife, Sarah, got married out of a business convenience, and she's never resented me or made me feel bad in any way.
Okay.
Cool.
Great stepmom.
Love.
That's great.
I've always respected her for letting me have a relationship with my older brothers and letting me come with their family on summer vacations.
Wow, even though you're the fair baby?
Yeah, but
Holy
I guess
cow.
it's a fair baby in quotes because it seems like their relationship was purely,
Business.
business.
Hmm.
Keep it all
business.
biz.
She's a
Save
bus-
on them taxes.
Yeah.
She's a business baby.
she's boss baby.
No, the older brothers are business babies. This is a
True.
love baby.
It's a love baby. Sadly, Sarah passed away a few months ago. It's been rough on my dad and brothers. She was a wonderful woman, and I miss her a lot.
Aw.
By the way, this comes from SG Throw, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia,
I'm Savannah.
I'm Riley.
and we're here to give good advice goofly, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, Sarah was very, very wealthy and left my brothers a significant inheritance. Apparently, she also left me something in her will, a few $1,000s.
Wow.
I burst into tears when my brothers called me with the news. I didn't expect her to even acknowledge me in any way as her husband's affair child, even if we had a good relationship.
This is so unique.
Yeah.
This has never, ever happened before.
Yeah. Like stepmom. Well, I guess, OG wife is okay with a fair child to the point where she gives her inheritance money.
I call this a mom through marriage.
Mom through marriage. I like that. And the brothers are okay with it. They're like, hey, good news.
Right? I thought they would be like,
I can't believe she got money.
she
took
left
our
you
money.
some, but she didn't mean to. That's actually ours.
It's actually
Swipe.
still ours. Yeah.
Fun fact, if you have a will and you want to spite someone, put down their name and give them $1 so they can't go to court and say, oh, they forgot about me.
Yeah, there's like a certain limit. It depends on how much money you have, but there's a certain limit that you can give people so that they can't complain.
I didn't know that.
The problem is my family. My uncles and grandma think that I shouldn't accept the money because I'm not family. I don't care what they say.
Yeah. If it's written in someone's will,
Yeah.
no matter if they're family or not, that's in their will for you.
You don't have to give your money to just people who are related to you. You can give your money to whoever you want.
Some people give it to their dog.
It's true.
We have
Just
seen
like
that.
in Aristocats. That's the whole plot of that movie.
No freaking way.
Yeah, she gives all of her inheritance to her cats. And that's why, is it Edgar?
Everyone comes after him.
Edgar's like, I'm going to steal those cats away and steal the money.
That makes sense. Holy cow.
Even though he was also in the will. My brothers have been saying that over in their country, Sarah's family is also contesting the will to remove me because I'm not her daughter or related to her in any way. I've been feeling pressured to not accept the money, even if my dad and brothers say I have every right to accept it. Am I the a-hole for thinking about taking my inheritance?
No.
What? She literally specifically wrote you down.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
would get this money. So no.
Absolutely. Type 1 if she should take it. And
I'm taking
comments,
that money.
Let me know what you would do.
I'm taking any money that anyone gives me.
Yeah.
Riley
what?
gives me $5 and I'm saying, well, I'm not related to Riley and can't take that. My $5 now. Give it to me.
I would
Imagine-
also take $5 from
Yeah.
Riley.
I'm going to take it right now.
You know
I mean,
what? Give me $5.
I have given you guys $5 through coffee.
That's true. And I like it every time. Common one, info. You say she was very wealthy and also that you only received a few $1,000s. If that's true, why do her apparently wealthy family members even care about this pittance?
Ooh, pittance. What does that
Oh.
mean?
Just like little bit of money.
Hmm.
OP says they live in a pretty conservative Asian country and her family was never really okay with them being accepting of me. They're like, you shouldn't accept her. She's like, why? And they're like, you're just not supposed to. It's just not the thing we do.
That's not how things go around here.
I think they just don't want any part of her associated with me. Comment 2 says, not the a-hole, but I also wanted to add, if it all goes bottoms up and they somehow don't let you have the money, you can still hold on to the memory that Sarah clearly cared for you and planned for your future after her life was over. They can never take that from you. I mean, they also can't take the money from you.
Yeah, they also are not legally allowed to just take that money.
True.
OP says, thank you so much for this comment. My brother found this post and after confirming that I was the one who posted, wants to thank everyone for the nice comments about his mother. She is as kind as you all think she is.
Wow, and everyone in the comments right now is saying, one, take the money.
Take the money. Comment 3 says, guessing Singapore from the name? Are you trying to maintain a relationship with that part of the family after this? Have you considered cutting a deal with your half-siblings? Publicly give the money back. Have them pay you back in private. Basically lie to keep the peace. OP says, hello. Not from Singapore, but Southeast Asia. So close enough. I don't know that much about the laws of our home country, but my brothers say legally it's binding. She has to take the money.
Dang it.
Oh, no.
I'll take the few thousand. Dang, darn.
I'm just waiting for the mods to approve an update post. And we do have an update. I have no further thoughts. Just take that money and who cares what anyone else thinks?
Yeah. You either win it through an inheritance or a game show.
Yeah.
And it's harder to get on a game show.
Also, these people clearly don't like you and don't want to have a relationship with you. So it's not like you're trying to have maintain something with them anyway.
Yeah. I also don't think you live near them.
No. Doesn't seem like it. So what are they going to
Yeah,
do?
it seems like they're like across the whole ocean or something.
Also, like a few $1,000s. We're really going to get upset about a few $1,000s?
When
Come on.
they probably got like so much more.
They're probably just jealous that they didn't get written into it. Also, arm pittance.
Arm pittance.
Wow. She really did that, guys.
You should have put money in, like the money symbol.
Mmm.
Update. I'm honestly floored with this response. I just posted on here to kind of vent about my situation since a friend brought it up yesterday and asked how I was doing. Thought I would post an update to share context and say how things are going. My mom, dad, and Sarah are all from the same home country. When she got pregnant, my mom was already in the process of moving to the US. That's the only reason I grew up away from my dad. They're from a country where having a second family is pretty common for men of a certain social class.
What?
Even prominent politicians have several families on the side.
Oh.
Okay.
I know exactly where this is.
Where?
Japan.
Okay. Why?
I was watching a video essay, so I'm an expert, but there is like a common practice, not a common practice, but it is a thing in certain areas of Japan, certain circumstances where monogamy wasn't really practiced until like the 50s or something in Japan. So like there's older traditions where it's like, oh, you can have second families and all this stuff.
Just throw a couple families in the mix. But our situation was frowned upon because it's expected that you treat it super discreetly and in secret. And we were pretty open about it, which is practically unheard of. And apparently embarrassing for some members of the extended family.
This has to be Japan. Again, this is a white man who watched one video essay, so please
He
let me
only
know.
watched a YouTube video. He's not sure.
Let me know. I can link it. I can link it if you want.
With regards to how things are going now, my oldest brother is a lawyer and has assured me several times over the past few months that the family doesn't really have a legal claim with contesting the will. And with the courts closed because of redacted. Because the vid?
Who's redacted?
I'm assuming it's the vid.
Also, I made it into a $sign now. On
Yay!
pittance.
Oh, nice.
He's confident that this will all blow over soon. The entire situation really isn't about the money. A lot of the comments were right in saying that it's mostly about appearances and keeping money within the family. By the way, I want to keep you guys in the family of listening to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
Let's go.
We've got a little bit left to this story. Any final thoughts?
Your money, your rules.
Yeah.
True. It's
You can do whatever
legally
you want.
binding.
Also, her money, her rules. And she wanted the money to go to you.
I think the most shocking thing about this whole story is how chill your mother through marriage is about this.
She's so chill.
That's true.
She's so chill.
So chill that she put you right in that will and
Yeah,
said,
she's
here's you know what? Here's something to do.
She's
You
like,
deserve it,
Have
girl.
fun.
like
with
the
that.
cut of your jib. Take a couple $1,000.
Yeah, and that she let you into the family vacations. That's super sweet of her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
That happens nowhere else.
I've never heard of this ever.
No, I have not. But we got a little bit left.
Hey, before we get back to these stories, Keon, do you remember that one story with a guy who cheated on his wife to be with his boss for like 2.5 years?
Oh yeah, that was insane. I wish we can listen to more stories like that.
Well, you can in our next live show event happening September 26th.
Okay, story time live.
Ugliest person in the entire world.
Oh, so this is exclusive head.
Oh yeah. Aren't tickets like $10?
Yes, up until August 26th. That's our early bird special just for you guys, you little worms.
Where do I get the tickets?
On okop.show or scan this QR code. Hope to see you there.
Okay, back to the story.
He actually saw this post and called me, and he agrees that I should honor his mom's wishes in keeping the money, and that if I feel a bit uncomfortable taking it, to think about it as a last gift from his mom to show that she thinks of me as family too. I admit I had a good cry over that. My brother says I should go and buy myself something nice, but I'm thinking of using some of it to donate to animal charities, since Sarah really loved her dogs, and they were in her will too. So you and the dogs were all in the will.
I'm leaving everything to my rat.
That's really sweet.
The thing is, she will not survive.
That long, yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
think
that's
so.
true. They only like
They
live like
3
2 years. Yeah.
All in all, I feel so much better about the situation, knowing my family has my back. So that's it. Thank you for all your kind comments, especially the ones talking about how lovely Sarah was. My brother really loved those. And that's the end of the story.
Let's go.
How sweet.
Wow.
How sweet.
Very
I haven't
nice.
heard a wholesome story in probably 2.5 weeks.
I know. I feel like I've got one or something, but I don't remember. This was very wholesome, especially when there was money involved. We never get those.
No, God, no.
Wholesome and money. You gotta be armpitting me.
That's what we say here on the OK Storytime podcast. We say armpitting.
You gotta be armpitting me.
But we got another story, and we're going to get into that.
My cousin named her child Karen and got furious when I warned her about it.
Like, actually, Karen?
My cousin Stephanie and I are really more friends than relatives. Okay? She's not really online much, so she can be out of the loop on memes and internet culture, and honestly doesn't understand viral references or how they work.
Yeah, but you know Karen.
I know Karen. Stephanie is pregnant and just found out it's going to be a girl.
Yay!
Huzzah!
About a week ago, she told a gathering of her best girlfriends that she's going to name her daughter Karen. Karen! That's my aunt's name.
I know a lot of Karens.
Me too.
I only know my aunt. And I
Really?
call her Red Hot Chili Karen.
This is my favorite Karen.
Karen! There's also Karen from Daredevil.
No, I only know my Karen.
Anyway,
The room instantly went cold, but after an awkward silence, everyone politely said it was lovely. I couldn't bring myself to respond at all. Later in the evening, when Stephanie was out of the room, everyone immediately started saying things like, "Oh my god, that poor kid," and "Why would she pick Karen of all names?" I was uncomfortable with it, given that everyone had been so positive to her face. Her name is really loaded, to the point it could be detrimental to the baby. And Stephanie had no idea of the connotations to make an informed decision.
They honestly need to put that in the band names now.
I don't think it's that big
It's
of
really
a deal.
not, yeah.
Like, either you just tell her to her face, oh, you know, I feel like a lot of, you make the joke, you kind of ease into it, ease the tension. You say, oh, like, you know, she's such a Karen, like that, and bring it up that way. But I don't really feel like it's not that big of a deal.
It's really not. Some people name their kid like Microwave.
Yeah.
So
Who cares? There's so
Yeah.
many Alexas.
I'm trying to find the legal names in the U.S.
The legal names?
Illegal names.
Oh.
illegal names? I
Yeah,
don't-
they're
Yeah,
illegal
illegal
names.
names.
You like can't name your child a slur or something.
Oh, well, why would you want to?
yeah.
All right, here's some. We got King, Queen, Jesus Christ, 3, Santa Claus, Majesty, that guy, Messiah, the @ symbol.
And 100%.
Oh, you can't name your kid Jesus Christ, but you can name your
Aw.
kid Jesus.
Jesus, yeah. Or, yeah, I
Which
was
is spelled
thinking
the same way.
I was thinking Adolf.
It varies by state. Mexico, RoboCop. In circumstances,
I can't name my child RoboCop in Mexico.
you can't name your kid this. In Sweden,
What is that?
Just a bunch of letters.
BRFXXCCXXMNPCCCLLLMMNRP. I think someone accidentally passed out on their computer while talking.
Yeah, they had like a stroke. They're like,
Those are like
then
Elon
someone's like,
Musk child names.
you can't name your child that.
By the way, this comes from Lightning Saint R. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Riley.
And we are here to give some good advice in a little goofy way, but we don't have all the answers. We'd only tell you what we would do in this situation, but let us know what you would do down in the comments. As OP says, so a couple of days later, I tentatively brought it up. I told her I was so excited for the baby and just wanted her to have all the information when picking a name. I started to explain that Karen has negative connotations and has become sort of an internet joke for a specific kind of entitled middle-aged woman. Stephanie was instantly furious and started talking over me, saying, "Why are you saying this? This is so mean."
I would have just, instead of doing that, instead of just like telling her, I would have showed her all of the compilations.
It does suck that is a name that is now.
Yeah.
Tammy's coming up too.
Tammy? What's wrong with Tammy?
Tammys are talkative. Talky Tammy. That's a very well-known thing.
I don't know.
You have an aunt named Tammy. You talked about
don't.
this.
I have an aunt named Karen. I don't have an aunt Tammy.
I also don't have
My
an
mom
Aunt
has
Tammy.
a friend named Tammy.
Same thing.
I couldn't tell you which one she is out of her friends.
She's probably the one that
One of
talks
us.
the most.
Maybe.
Dang.
I was surprised because it felt so out of character. So I immediately stopped and said, "I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I just wanted to tell you something I thought you might not know." She replied, "That's the name I picked for my daughter, and you think I picked it as some kind of joke? I don't understand why you'd say something so hurtful."
And then you're like, no, I don't think you picked it as a joke. I'm saying the name is used as a joke.
That sucks. You go to your freaking cousin as
Yeah.
a friend and try
Yeah.
to explain this to her?
Your cousin who is more of a friend than she is your cousin?
Yeah. Her response made it clear she still didn't understand what I was getting at. So, in for a penny, in for a pound, I Googled, "Karen, know your meme,"
Mm-hmm.
and tried to show her the results, saying, "Look, there's more meaning to the name than you may realize." She stood up, pushed my phone away, and shouted, "Wow,
Oh
wow."
my goodness.
Then she stormed out of my home and drove away.
And then you call her a Karen.
Oh.
You say you're acting like such a Karen.
That's good. That's good.
My aunt and mom have been berating me all week because Stephanie told them I made fun of her baby name. Stephanie hasn't spoken to me or responded to my texts since.
I'm literally going to aunt and mom and saying, not what happened. I told her that her name had more connotation, and then send them the links. Say, just was trying to warn her.
I could take a hint, and I'm not going to broach the topic again, but I keep going back and forth on whether I was the a-hole for bringing it up in the first place.
No, this is a
Not at all the a-hole.
forewarning. I dislike whenever you try to go to someone you care about and you try to speak authentically and they get upset. And it's like, that's not the place I'm coming from. It's just a warning.
I'm literally just trying to give you advice, and you're not even,
Yeah.
you're not even criticizing her in any way, saying, hey, I think you did something wrong. It's just saying, hey, there is a little bit more context here that you might want to know.
Yeah, right.
Silly.
If you name your kid Savannah, they're going to have ADHD. I just want you to know that.
Or they might just be from,
Why did I
If
just
you
catch a
name your
stray?
kid Sophia, they're only going to eat fish for the rest of their life. All right?
it's true.
Let's get this
It's
straight.
true. All Sophias eat fish. Confirmed.
With the pH, the F ones, you got to
Mhm.
keep an eye on those.
They're carnivores. And they also eat human flesh.
Edit. Thanks, everyone. I've been properly schooled and accept my judgment that I was the a-hole.
What?
What?
I disagree.
Holy cow.
I disagree. I'm sorry if one of my friends came to me and was like, one of my close friends
Yes.
came to me and said, oh, I'm going to name my child Diddy. I'd be like, girl, what? What do you mean?
Let me show you something.
I'd be like, okay, well, maybe we need to read up on the news.
Yes.
It's like, I just really like that name. It has nothing to do with him.
Now imagine this
Like,
was your
like a
cousin.
little song, a little ditty.
Imagine it was your cousin that we know.
Yeah.
That
I'd be
one?
like, no,
Girl, you can't.
Be like, you can't do that. I disagree with all those people calling you an a-hole.
Maybe I was too flippant in approaching this due to our history and underestimated how invested she already was in the name she'd chosen. I'm a bit frustrated that Stephanie still doesn't understand what I was trying to tell her. She still thinks I was making some weird, cruel joke, accusing her of picking the name as a joke. But I messaged her a sincere apology that she accepted, and I will never speak of this again. To Stephanie or baby Karen. Edit number 2. One more thing. I definitely wasn't trying to tell Stephanie not to name her daughter Karen. I just wanted to make the decision knowing the connotations, since I'd want someone to do the same for me if I picked a name with cultural baggage I wasn't aware of. I handled it poorly, but I wasn't trying to talk her out of the name. Judgment, strangely, you the a-hole.
That's what I'm saying. Why? It's strange to me that you're the a-hole.
Guys, do you think she is? Do you think she went wrong here? I don't know the tonality that you went about it, but from the sincereness of this post, does it sound like it came from a harsh place?
No.
If you came in like, you should never do that. You're a terrible parent. You would be. But
Yeah,
I'm baffled.
It feels like she said, hey, I just wanted you to know Karen is kind of this like meme online, and I wanted you to know people sometimes use it to refer to angry older women. And then she just lashed out at you.
Before we continue, let's put out some names that people should probably avoid. You had Diddy, Savannah.
I hate the name Brandon.
But
I know a Brandon.
Every Brandon I've ever met has been my enemy. So I
my
just
Brandon.
don't like any of them. I don't like that name. I also hate the name Jacob. Everyone's name is freaking Jacob.
I know a Jacob.
I
He's
know
in med school.
20 billion Jacobs. Everyone's a Jacob.
All right. Those are good. I'm against. I like Diddy or the
Where
middle
does
name
food come from
Epstein.
all of a sudden?
Who would have put the middle name? Epstein is a common last name. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
super common last name, which is unfortunate for those people.
Those "it's just a meme" comments from 7 years ago did not age well. Update 1 year later. Baby Karen was born healthy and happy back in October.
Yay!
She's an absolute sweetheart, and I'm totally in love with her. Between March and May, I didn't get to see her in person, but I did regular FaceTime and house party calls with Stephanie and Karen, and over the last few weeks, I've been going over to sit in Stephanie's backyard and coo at Karen from a lengthy distance. This must be during the vid.
Yeah,
I have 2 reasons for updating. First, since Karen's birth, her name has taken on new meaning to me. When I'm with her, Karen just means her, and I don't think about the other connotations.
Yeah. I mean, you really don't when you're with the person or like when you're with that child. You don't really think about. You only think about it in preparation, I feel.
Yeah.
Because I don't associate, I don't associate the people, like I said, Alexa. I don't associate the Alexas that I know with. I know other Alexas, but I don't associate that name with,
Honestly?
the actual like technology. There's a lot of different stuff like that where you don't really think about it, but you think about it when people are naming their kids.
I really, really liked the name Carmen for so long.
I knew a Carmen in middle school.
I knew my friend's aunt. She has 2 boys, and it's Carmen and Roman, and I'm obsessed.
Mhm.
They're also the cutest things in the world. The reason I'm saying this is because I loved the name Carmen, and then I met a Carmen, and I was like, ew, he's gross. And I was like, oh, now you ruined it, and now I can't name my son that.
Yeah, that's a male Carmen.
Yeah, male. Yeah,
Oh,
Male
I've never met
Carmen.
a male Carmen.
male Carmen, male Roman.
Like in The Bear.
Sure. I've never
Anyway.
seen it.
Okay.
I don't think about the other connotations. In other words, you guys were right. Second, Stephanie got back into her years unused Facebook at the beginning of the pandemic to keep in touch with people. Most people in our social circle have been posting heavily about Black Lives Matter and the protests happening right now. So Stephanie has come into contact with a huge wave of Karen memes for the first time.
She's like, oh no.
And found them confusing and horrifying, especially the use of Karen as shorthand for a discriminatory. I've basically declined to talk about it with her because it went so poorly last time. But both my mother and her mother have been on my case because it's upsetting to Stephanie.
Why are they on you?
Yeah.
You're like, I just warned her about it. It's
I
not
didn't
my
come
fault
up
that
with it.
Yeah, I didn't post them online.
I'm not the Karen who would do that.
Yeah, come on. She would have found it out.
They keep saying things like, is this what you were talking about before? Why didn't you say so?
I would be so pissed. If they said, why didn't you say so? I'd be like, excuse me.
Why didn't you explain it better? You should have told Stephanie. And Jesus wept. You really can't win. Comments.
I would be so pissed. I'd be like, don't ever talk to me again. No, I wouldn't do that, but
Badger Hooks says, oh my gosh. Are they serious? It's not my fault you guys didn't believe me, and you are a saint for not saying I told you so. OP responds, to be fair, Stephanie has been cool about it.
I hope she apologized to you.
Yeah. She saw a bunch of posts about The Central Park Karen when white lady was pestering the black bird watcher in the park and came to me asking why everyone was calling the woman Karen when her name was Amy.
How do you know her name?
Since getting back on Facebook, she often asked me to be her internet culture interpreter. I told her, sorry, I'm not having this conversation because we had a major conflict over it last year and I'm not getting into it. I think that was the first time she started to understand what I'd been telling her, and in fairness, she didn't bring it up again after that. CNH25 says, oh wow, I didn't even know a Karen was a thing until over a year ago. Hopefully by the time Karen is old enough to go to school, no one will remember what a Karen is. Maybe.
No, we still remember.
Yeah.
She's probably in preschool now.
OP responds, weirdly, I've been hearing the term for years. I used to work retail and heard it thrown around a lot for entitled customers. I think it originally came from a Dane Cook routine. I started seeing the memes and Reddit posts maybe 2017-ish, and by late 2018 or early 2019, it felt like it was everywhere. Oh, and there's another update for some reason.
Oh boy. They just keep coming.
Tealco, Genevieve. I also love Genevieve, and it's from this story. That it's a episode, the little the app episode where you read the stories. It's from that. This one girl, her name was Genevieve, and she was my favorite character.
Wait, the one where you play as characters?
Her name was Genevieve, and I had never heard that.
That's
and
really
everyone
funny.
called her Jen. I was like,
That's super funny.
Genevieve.
There is a song where Genevieve is in it, and it's called A Boy Named Pluto. And he goes, Genevieve, if you don't, then you don't.
Oh, I also like the name
want me."
Guinevere.
Guinevere.
It's from the Arthur.
I knew a Gwen.
Yeah, short Gwen for sure, but it comes from Camelot, Arthur, King Arthur.
Names. By the way, I was going to be named Cameron or Logan, by the way.
Cameron and Logan. Rather than Riley?
But I went with Riley because there was this
You went
lady
with
at my
Riley?
mom's church that anytime my mom was like, oh, I'm going to name my kid this, that lady would be like, I'm actually going to name my kid that too.
Yeah.
And it went to Cameron, Logan, and another name. And then my mom just finally told her, I named my kid Casper. Because you really
Casper the
liked
friendly
Riley.
ghost.
Here I
I
am.
think Riley's a good name.
I could see myself as a Logan, or honestly Cameron too, yeah.
I can see you as a Logan. I like the name Logan.
I have a cousin named Logan, yeah.
A cousin nephew.
Cousin, nephew. Nephew more so than a cousin.
Honestly.
Update 2 years later.
Oh, wow.
Hi all, I've gotten a few messages over the years asking for updates, and since we just celebrated Karen's 3rd birthday, I wanted to circle back to anyone following this story. First, baby Karen, not so much a baby anymore.
She's a toddler now.
Is doing amazingly on her developmental milestones. She's a very bright child, sharp as the sharpest tack and extremely tuned into her environment. She loves books already and will study the pictures for huge stretches of time and claim to be reading. I'm fully convinced this child is going to grow up to be an actual genius. My nephew reads the books, and after 3 times he memorizes them, and then he reads them. And then if I say one thing from the book, he'll do the entire thing.
Mine. I
Beat
don't have
that.
a nephew.
My
This is
nephew.
the nephew off. Whose niece or nephew is better?
Regarding the name, unfortunately, when Karen started daycare earlier this year, she got grief for it pretty quickly from the older kids. The daycare mixes the ages together at a couple of points throughout the day, and while there fortunately wasn't much direct bullying, 2 of the 5-year-olds must have heard and internalized the connotations of the name at home.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
They found her name absolutely hysterical and spread the idea that there was something funny or wrong about it. The daycare staff made every effort to shut it down and let Stephanie and her husband know right away. After about a month with little success, Stephanie and her husband decided Karen would go by Carrie from now on.
Wow. I actually thought about that 2 seconds ago. I was like, maybe, what if they just change her name to Gary? But then,
No way.
But then they have the new problem because now they're going to think of the book Carrie.
I don't know that
Or
book.
the movie where she
Yeah,
gets the blood
the
poured
blood.
on her at prom. It says
Stephen King.
What? These are famous things.
I don't
I know
remember that
Carrie.
one. I did know a girl named Carrie, and she reminded me of Along Came Polly.
My one first friend in gymnastics, her name was Carrie, and then she moved and she was so sad. She called her mom, called my mom, and was like, Carrie was up all night crying because she said that she was gonna miss your daughter. And I was like, stop. And I don't think she really even knows who I am because I follow her on.
You should hit her up. Be like, remember that one time you actually liked me?
We were 6, 7 maybe. I don't even.
even.
It was already an established nickname a lot of family and friends used and that Karen recognized as referring to herself. Stephanie and I never fully revisited what happened during her pregnancy, but when she told me what was going on at the daycare, she apologized to me.
Finally, it only took 2 years for her to realize you were right.
Also, I'm sorry, you held on to this for 2 years? This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is wild. She's 3.
Yeah.
I immediately felt terrible and reassured her there was no reason to, that emotions are complicated when you're pregnant, and that I thought Carrie was a great solution. Though changing what you're used to calling someone is genuinely hard, and I'm still catching myself every time. I also think my approach back then was very clumsy, and I could have done a better job bringing it up. That said, with the distance of time, I'm really glad I did. I feel like I owed Stephanie that information, and I can feel good about giving it to her. In summary, all is well. We've hit a little bump with other kids' reactions, but in some ways it's better to get this out of the way now when Carrie doesn't really understand what's happening than in kindergarten or elementary school when full-on bullying could be a risk. She's adjusting really well to going by her nickname full-time, and Stephanie and her husband plan to enroll her as Carrie in all future schooling. So what was the point of naming her Karen then? If you're just gonna call her Karen?
Well, they didn't realize. They were told and they ignored it, and then 3 years later they were like, "Ooh, shoot, we've made an error, and now she must go by Carrie."
Edit. Really disappointed to be getting hate messages directed at Carrie, wishing terrible things on her and calling her the C word. She's 3. What did she do?
What?
I don't know who's coming after the 3-year-old in the chat, but
Why are we
Reddit.
coming after a 3-year-old?
It's probably because she has a sleigh CUNT Bob.
She's got a little baby Bob.
Dude, remember the movie The Prince of Egypt?
Yeah.
The only thing Angie would commentate about is his bob. He's like, oh, he's got a little
It's because he's wearing a wig.
auntie sleigh bob going. And I'm like, dude, what? You learn nothing in this movie.
They're wearing a wigs.
Please remember she's an innocent child. Edit 2. Point of clarification. The boys at daycare apparently didn't know Karen was a name. The way they'd heard it used at home made them think it was just a term to insult people, maybe a bad word. That's why they found it so funny, because in their worldview, it was like meeting someone named Fartface or A-hole. Things at daycare are now back to normal. The other kids call her Carrie, and everyone has fortunately moved on. There are some comments. Deleted says, so Stephanie can only dish it out. What a great friendship you have.
I feel like we're past this.
LMAO, I'm sorry, but your friends suck. Your mom and Ann who blamed you as well. Gosh, I'm glad I have 2 friends in low contact with crazy people. OP responds, Stephanie is genuinely a great friend and a good person. And also a cousin.
And also a cousin.
She once dropped everything and drove 300 miles after I'd been in a relatively minor car accident in a city I lived in all alone as a young adult. She once gifted me $1,500, no questions asked, insisting I never pay it back when I needed to get out of a really bad living situation while broke. She's loyal, kind, and has incredible character. This post is a tiny, tiny snapshot of who she is. When I raised my concerns, Stephanie was emotional, very pregnant, and somewhat sleep-deprived. Her pregnancy was rough on her body, and on top of the hormones, I think she was just genuinely confused by what I was trying to tell her.
I think it's kind of ridiculous that all the comments, even though you've released a 3-year update, are still attacking you guys.
We have another update a year later.
What? And
Yeah.
the comments gonna
How
be
are they
like,
naming
I
this?
hate this child.
How did they call this kid that at a young age? Oh, do you think this kid turned into one?
I don't think that a child can be a Karen.
Oh, honey.
No.
I have seen a 4-year-old ask for the manager. It has happened. My milk sounds wrong.
Your milk
Sounds wrong?
Because they don't know the differences between milk, taste, sound, listen, learn, see.
I don't even think they're drinking milk at 4.
Yes, they are.
What?
Cow milk,
Okay.
almond milk, oat milk. They're drinking milk.
Drinking all the milk. And they're calling the manager about it.
They are. I've seen it happen.
Mom and Dad are fighting. Update 3, 1 year later.
Stop. That was
What?
you. Cringe. Anyways.
Gross. For those of you who've contacted me asking for an update, I wanted to circle back and close the book on the baby Karen and Carrie chapter.
Thank God. Stop asking about this.
No, what other update do you need?
How long can this go on?
She's in preschool now.
Oh, no way. As of last month, Carrie is now legally Caroline. And she's even been issued a new birth certificate.
Stop.
Wow.
They full changed their name?
Holy cow. You should get a double apology at this point.
That's great.
be
You
Caroline.
tried to warn her.
They should have done Caroline with a K.
They should have. Well, you can be Carrie with a C.
Karen line.
But then you're closer to Carrie, book Carrie.
Caroline's a great name. I will
Caroline.
never name my kid it.
Caroline.
Yeah, I like Caroline. The daycare issues had already gone away since the switch to Carrie, but the legal change means the Karen issue won't crop up when she starts school. There were also some other minor incidents that pushed Stephanie and her husband towards it.
What other issues?
Yeah.
Almost any time they had to provide Karen's legal name for a service, they'd get an immediate reaction, even from adults.
This is so weird. This is actually really weird. If if someone said, "Oh, this is my daughter Karen," I wouldn't be like,
Yeah.
Karen? Why are they all having freaking like hernias every time they hear this name? Who are these adults?
Should we add this to the banned names in U.S.?
I guess if this is people's reactions, I
What's
really
my
didn't
aunt
think it
gonna
was
do,
that big.
guys?
She's got
She's going to have to die with it, but
No.
no other new kid should be born with it.
Tyrion. That's how I say it. And she's the only I say Aunt blah 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 like to everyone else. I'm like, oh, Aunt Diana, Aunt whatever, blah, blah. But for Karen, I just say Karen.
I have an Aunt Diana, too.
Not
Aunt
Diana,
Diane.
just Diane.
I have an Aunt Diane. She lives in Tennessee.
You have an Aunt Diane and an Aunt Diana?
Aunt Diana. No Aunt Dana.
What?
What?
You're saying too many things over there.
Yeah,
You've said
you
3
are.
different names.
You're saying so many names.
What?
It's Aunt Diana.
Aunt Diana.
Yep. She's married to
Yeah.
Uncle Alan.
Aw.
Such a cool guy.
Mine's my Aunt Diane. She's married to my Uncle Jay.
Yeah, Aunt Diana.
Not Diana. There's an E, not an A.
Oh
We're saying the same thing.
You're saying Diana.
We're going to keep going.
my God.
Usually just a meaningful look, but barbed comments were unusual. The final straw was at the airport getting ready to fly to visit Stephanie's in-laws. The TSA agent at security made a snarky comment, and later, when they asked the gate agent about their seats, she rudely laughed at seeing Carrie's ticket, then showed the agent next to her, who shook her head and said, "Poor kid."
Who are who are these people?
This
These
is
people
society.
are like, this is so confusing to me. What do you mean the worker, the person who works at the airport, made fun of a baby's
Yeah,
name?
I feel like that's on them.
What?
Then showed the agent next to her, who shook her head and said, "Poor kid," to her coworker while fully ignoring Stephanie and her husband.
Yeah, I am glad that you changed your name because for the rest of your child's life, this is what's going to happen anytime her name's mentioned, and everyone's going to be very reluctant. It's going to be bad.
If anything, my mom is a Karen. She always asks for the manager.
See? It's no longer a name, it's a label.
But her sister is Karen. Kirian! I'm gonna call her.
What was that?
That's how I say her name.
We learned
Kirian!
that.
Hi, Kirian! Kirian! She calls me Veen. Only one in my life who ever calls me Veen. And they had this interaction in front of Carrie. Something about that day was a turning point, and they started the name change process as soon as they got home. It was much easier than they expected and cost a grand total of $30.
Dang,
$30 to change my name?
Pretty easy. What would you change it to?
I would change it to Your Majesty, but apparently that's illegal. And this is Your Majesty.
Whenever, what was the name?
Like, did you ever play online games where you had to choose a name? What
Mm-hmm.
was your, like, where you were playing mermaids or something? What was your name?
Are you just muting us?
What is he doing?
I don't know. Is he muting me? Can anyone hear
I'm
me?
going to finish the story.
Does my voice sound weird? Did he make my voice sound weird?
Carrie is a joyful, sociable little girl. And while it's impossible to know right now if these experiences caused any lasting damage, and I sincerely hope they didn't, I'm happy to see she continues to be a very outgoing, confident child. The conversation with Stephanie I mentioned last update was awkward and brief, but we've gone back into it a few times since. She's apologized profusely for her initial reaction. I've apologized for approaching things so poorly and not telling her right away what our friends were saying behind her back, and we mainly ended up focusing on the spiraling from my mom and aunt and what a mess that turned into. Together, we've started to unpack some of the family stuff underneath all of it. For context, our maternal grandparents were a nightmare. Our grandfather was an authoritarian who called himself the spiritual leader and ultimate authority of the family.
Weird.
Cool. Your Majesty.
He's like, call me Your Majesty. That's my name. I am Jesus Christ.
Our grandmother was a manipulative, self-absorbed person who tormented my mom and aunt their entire childhoods. As a result, the two of them trauma bonded and grew into extremely anxious, reactive adults. Any whiff of conflict.
My literal reaction. Why are we getting this over a child's name? Why are we getting these trauma bonding stories?
I don't know.
We're focused on the wrong slice of the cake here, guys.
I
Now
don't
we're just
know.
rambling. Now we just want attention.
I don't carry. I don't
care about your name. Riley's crashing out. I'm scared.
Just finish this. Stop talking. Enough. Not you, Savannah. You're doing great. Just a reader. OP, we get it.
Oh, okay.
No, you're doing a fantastic job. I'm super proud of you. But OP needs to shut the hell up.
Any whiff of conflict sends them into panic mode, scrambling to clumsily smooth things over. Stephanie and I have both been working hard to build better boundaries with our mom's generation and have agreed to be cautious about what we share with them, especially anything highly emotional. I've been in therapy for a couple of years now, and Stephanie started late last year.
Okay. Great. Good for you.
We've been talking about how our grandparents' behavior rippled down to us, and Stephanie is determined the cycle ends with her and won't touch Carrie.
It's gonna touch Gary.
It already has. Her name has changed.
Yeah, you had to change your name.
By the way, I'll never try to change you if you listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app, and just search up OK Storytime. There's a little bit left here, and I'm just going to go ahead and read it.
Thank
Read it. Read it.
For anyone still inclined to be critical of Stephanie, I'll emphasize again how out of character her initial reaction was and how much physical, hormonal, and emotional upheaval she was going through. She's been my most loyal, trusted friend for pretty much my entire life and has fully earned some grace for reacting less than perfectly when she was sleep-deprived, hormonally wrecked, and brain-fogged. She's read these posts now, along with most of your comments, and after I explained what Reddit is, they were actually helpful and to both of us in our talks about our family dynamic. I can't imagine I'll have any more updates, but thanks for following along the last few years.
You're welcome. That was a lot of updates for a name.
Yes, I agree.
Hemmingwing says, yes, Dale is a good name. Wait, that's from yesterday. Dale surprises coworkers with a thoughtful seafood hot pot lunch. I'm glad Carrie has a new name that will not be made fun of.
Yeah.
Me too. Good job, Caroline.
What are your guys' names for your children?
That's what I was saying. I really don't have that many. I've got
Oh, you don't
Guinevere. Well, I guess I could add Hazel to the list.
You want to hear mine? I have a list.
I've got Lucy.
Lucy's cute.
I like the name Lucy because it makes me think of Narnia.
Oh, that makes me think of the Peanuts.
Oh, that's cute too. All right, let's do it. My sister put me on a blind date and lied to both of us about it.
How'd she lie to herself?
To cut a very long story short, my sister put me on a blind date with a wonderful woman. I agreed to it reluctantly, but was pleasantly surprised on said date. She was pretty much my type, and it was the best date I had been on in years.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Dang.
I've seen this go wrong with two women, and I'll show you the video later.
Wait, it is 2 women?
It's two women.
Is it?
Yeah, it
Wait.
didn't specify.
It didn't
Wait. Let me get it in the title. Oh, did not specify.
Okay. We don't know.
Oh, it gets interesting. Oh my gosh.
Here's the issue. The woman is 22. I'm 43.
Whoa, why would she do that?
So are we, wait, I'm sorry.
She's
Is this
super
just
mature
freaking-
for her age.
What's that show where they don't tell you the ages of the, it's like a reality show?
Oh, I
like
thought you were
age
going
is
to name an
just a
island.
number or whatever.
I thought you were about to name an island for a second.
I thought
No,
you were
it's not
talking about
Love
Love is
Island.
Blind.
No, I was thinking
No,
of
they
I was
usually-
thinking of that island.
What island?
I'm so-
No.
Sophie.
There's like a newish reality TV show on Netflix where,
Age is just a number.
yeah, it's like ages. I can't remember the name.
Age means nothing.
Yeah, something like that. And
It's weird.
the whole show is just like people of all different ages. It's kind of like Love is Blind, except you just don't know their ages. But it's such a stupid idea because you can tell their ages.
I know. Well, the moms, like the guys, go after MILFs.
Oh, that's
yeah.
a different show.
I love that
but
show.
That's a play on with
I love that. You know,
Did you
I'm
ever find yourself on that show?
would I find myself on that? Not with my son.
Yeah, that's so
That's
weird.
the kicker.
Yeah.
Is you think you're going by yourself, but then you're paired up with people your son's age, and your son is there
Yeah, I hate
trying to
that.
get with girls your age.
Anyway.
Weird.
Now, this wouldn't have been an issue. It wouldn't have been if we had just discussed this on the first date, but foolishly we didn't. For some reason, this conversation didn't come about for 3 months after the
What?
fact.
How do you not ask their
How?
age?
How do you not see a 22-year-old and go, "You look 22"?
I
Or how
will
do you see
say-
age of attraction? Thank you, Van Cabinator.
I will say there is someone that I know, and I thought they were like one age, but they were 8 years off of that.
They can't
I have
both
3
be.
friends like that.
Just for some context, the blind date was on Skype. Okay. Because of the current pandemic, and we only got to meet properly a few weeks ago.
You both probably had masks on.
That does over Skype.
People wear masks in their car.
It's
They
that
do.
makes more sense. I think due to being in lockdown, we both enjoyed having someone to talk to. So where does my sister come into it? At no point does my sister ever mention the age gap was this big.
Okay, yeah.
By the way, this comes from Throwaway Age Gap Relationship. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/showcase storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Savannah.
I'm Riley.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. Opie says, when she said younger, I was presuming 30s, not barely out of high school. On the other side, my sister had told the woman in question that I was in my 30s, not 40s.
Oh my
That's
god.
Icky.
Why is she doing this?
If the sister was like, well, I don't want to tell you guys the age, I just want to see if you get along. Maybe, but to actively mislead is really weird.
I don't want to date anyone who's like close to my parents' age.
Yeah.
No.
My sister's 33, so I presume she just thought we would be closer in age. Anyway, when this revelation came about recently, I was seething and had it out with my sister for matching me with someone completely inappropriate and for lying to both me and this woman she claims to be a friend. She can't see anything wrong with it because as far as she's concerned, we're both adults. And we've been going well for the past few months.
Oh my gosh. Wait, for the past few months this hasn't gone up?
Well, they only met each other in person. Like, I think they said like 2 weeks ago.
But a couple of months you don't figure that out though?
I know, that's what I'm saying. How did you guys never talk about this? Not to mention that I should have asked myself and not presumed. My issue is the principle. You can't lie to people like that, especially as I don't date very often anymore after my wife passed. She claims she only did it because she knew I would have said no otherwise.
Oh my gosh. Yes, there's a reason.
Yeah. So am I the a-hole for having to go at her? Or should I just be grateful for her kindness? You're not the a-hole. It is weird to not tell someone that pretty relevant information. It's also a little weird that you guys never talked about it.
I feel like the sister kind of set you up for failure.
Yeah.
And why? I have no idea. Like, couldn't she have just found someone maybe my age and maybe not? Like,
22.
literally double my age?
Just out of college? Edit, just to clarify, the woman I've been dating does pass for her late 20s. Ooh. Don't tell her that. Ooh. Sorry, the 22-year-old I'm dating passes for her late 20s.
She just looks mature.
Something even she herself confirms.
Oh, you're the a-hole now. She confirms it.
It's like, yeah, I look old. I have only met her in person once, and the vast majority of the time we only called on the phone or texted due to our jobs having hectic schedules. There was no conversation about our childhood or anything, which led us to believe the age gap was this large. And just to be clear, I'm not remotely comfortable with this gap, and my sister knew this. And there is an update. But yeah, I feel like it's super not cool of your sister to hide this. And I would be upset as well.
I would too. Do you end the relationship though?
I don't know. The thing is that now you have the information and you can kind of go forward with all of the facts. It seems like it was going well. I mean, you guys have literally only been seeing each other in person for like 2 weeks. So it's really not, I think, a total loss if the relationship ends here. But you can have that conversation with this girl and see what you both want to do.
But then if you guys stick together, what your sister said had a point. I didn't want this to get in the way, your ages, and then they stay together.
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, maybe she does a little bit of bad for the greater good.
Yeah, maybe the sister thought that it would come up like a week, like a day after a day.
Yeah, well, can we talk to the sister about this?
Yeah, she's like, I didn't realize you guys were going to ask about each other's ages. I didn't realize you guys were dumb.
That shouldn't have come up. That's on you guys.
Update. A month later, ultimately I stuck to my resolve and broke things off. Many of you asked how on earth I could have gone all that time without knowing your age. Well, that's because she knew my age and initially lied to me. I would break it off because...
What is happening?
Okay, so now 2 people lied. Especially knowing that the girl that I was dating lied, that would definitely cause me to break it off.
Oh, for sure. No. What did she say? She was 32 or
I think she
something?
said, yeah, something like that.
Ew.
She's like, he's like, what?
She graduated high school in 2020.
Wait, no.
Yes. And she's 22.
Yeah.
No, oh, wait, 22.
No, I was 2019, so she probably would have been 21
Oh my gosh.
or
Okay.
22.
What I'm trying to say is she was born in the early 2020s rather than the 2010s.
She was
Very
born?
different times to be in high school.
Did you say she
I
was
love.
Oh my God.
Oh.
You said she was born.
She graduated a decade before she is saying she did.
Okay, yes. There we go.
Thank you.
Anyway, apparently she and my sister had already had a conversation about my age and how it wouldn't be an issue for her. Oh, that's so much worse. That's so much worse that they all knew except for you, or they both knew except for you.
My friend is kind of like this.
I don't like that.
Really? And why are they your friend?
She got married to like a 50-year-old and she was 24. Yeah. They're divorced now.
That makes sense.
Really? Does she have half of his assets?
I don't know.
She then asked my sister if I knew, and my sister said, and I quote, "Just play along, disgusting." When I found out about this, I just had enough from both of them and left them to their own devices.
There you go.
It's been about a month, and my sister and I are simply not speaking. She tried to call me and tell me that this was for my own good, but I just let her get on with it. I'm not necessarily mad at either of them, but I'm just done with them. The feelings I felt for the woman were more or less manufactured because she put on a persona which she knew I would be attracted to.
Damn.
This is really tough to find out.
Ew.
Although it had been some time, I'm still exhausted by the whole situation, so I would prefer to keep my distance from the 2 of them. Nevertheless, thank you so much to those who replied and checked up on me and meant a lot. For now, I'll just keep going on my own, but these things happen. By the way, full episodes like this are happening all the time on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. Just search a Poke Storytime.
Dude, that's such a red flag.
I know. On both of these people's parts. Like, really icky of your sister.
Opie's got to be hot, though, or have some money. He's probably got it all. If someone was that old, hot, and got it up together, I might do some lying. You know how many times
I'll
I've
be
gone
whatever age you want me to be.
Yeah, I have gone up to older women and been like, I'm not 20, or like, I'm not 23, I'm 27.
Why?
Because I wanted to go on a date with them.
Did it work?
Almost once. I was this close to going on a date with someone that was like 33. This close.
Whoa.
All right. But there's a little bit left. Reddit and Twitter did prove that there were some decent people out there. Not necessarily saying the woman in question isn't decent. I just question her approach to this particular situation. Oh, and to those saying a male widow is a widower, I'm very much aware of that. But after years of saying it and having foreign relatives not knowing the difference between the two, I stopped caring, as they both meant the exact same thing. A person who has lost their spouse. And edit, oh my goodness, I'm completely overwhelmed by the responses. Okay. But anyway, that's the end of that story.
Not the okay.
Goodness
That's the
gracious,
end of
bro.
that. Yeah, I think OP, you made the right decision.
Yeah, that they were putting you in a weird, sticky situation, and
I
I'm
hate
glad
that.
you had the maturity and the
Mhm.
big brain energy to get out of it.
Me too.
Yes, you should. Guys, we got some comments. That was the wildest story I've read today. Holy cow.
Really?
But we got some comments from the video. My patient confessed an affair with my mother?
Ooh.
This TLDR comes from story 1. OP works at a senior care facility and was recently moved to a new area where he met a sweet older man named John. While helping him get ready for bed one night, OP noticed a pinboard full of family photos. One picture made him stop in his tracks. It was a photo of his own mom, looking happy and very close with John, taken back when OP was just a little kid. The thing is, OP just moved across the country months ago, and his mom has lived on the East Coast her whole life. John says he's never even left the state. So how did these two end up in a photo together looking that cozy? OP's parents are about to celebrate a huge marriage milestone and are known in the community for having the perfect relationship. And if you're curious to know the full story, you can go watch the full video. But we got some comments.
All right, here we go. Vlad and Ange says, Time to expose the mother and free the father of a life of lies. In fact, it would be selfish to hide this from him. Ange says, agreed. They said it's selfish to tell, which it is in a way. Excuse me.
What was
Yeah.
that
We're
noise?
still reading. And you're over there watching a video on your phone.
That's crazy.
Rude. Apologize to everyone in this room.
Guys,
starting with
I'm
Sophia.
just so sorry.
Mean it. Say it with sincereness. Anyways, Ange was saying something.
Yeah.
Ange, they said it's selfish to tell, which in a way it is, because some would say she wants to just unburden herself with a secret, but it's more selfish not to tell because it isn't and never should have been her secret to keep. The dad needs to know so he can make his own decision with all the facts laid out.
I agree.
Garden of the Eden says there wouldn't be another wedding anniversary with me. I'm telling daddy everything.
Daddy's gotta know.
Michelle says, the man in retirement home story, you don't know the whole story. Maybe mom confessed to the affairs years ago to her husband, and they already worked through it and decided it was their business. You should still say something. Melina Arson says, legally, OP needs to be careful. It might be a HIPAA violation to talk to his mother about Indiana Steve.
How would that be a HIPAA violation?
I knew a unicycle Steve once.
I don't think people know what HIPAA violations are, and maybe I'm gonna find out that I don't know what HIPAA violations are.
Sounds like you don't.
But usually that has to do with medical information.
Yeah.
Not you being in like the guy you take care of's room and seeing a picture that implicates your mom in it like affair. That's not HIPAA.
Facts. But everyone, that's the end of this freaking episode. I hope you guys had fun. I had fun. I love you.
What just happened?
Yeah, see, that's what he does.
That confused me. Threw me off.
Improv brain.
But if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow. Hey, don't leave yet. We've got some stories that we think you'll enjoy, so stay tuned for the next one. My ex-husband's Valentine's gift for his affair partner was delivered to my house. I threw it away.
Was it nice though?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope
Was
you
it lingerie?
threw a diamond necklace into the trash.
I would have just kept it.
My ex-husband, 34 male, and I, 38 female, have been separated for a year, and the divorce was final last year. About 3 years prior, I caught him in an affair in which he cried and promised things would change and he would never do it again. I was stupid, believed him, and stayed. By the way, this comes from Lived, Laughed, Love, Lie. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, after countless infidelities, I finally found enough sense and respect for myself to leave the relationship. This man gaslit me to the nth degree about his affairs, to the point where he said I needed therapy for the marriage to continue for my false assumptions and questioning his trust. In fact, solid proof of his multiple affairs were found days after the last "you need therapy for not trusting me" speech. This was the same day I asked for a divorce. As you can imagine, this has been a lot to deal with, and having to keep in contact with him to complete divorce proceedings and removing his name from my house was painful. Fast forward 1 year to today, he has not lived here for a year. This is all the relevant information about this is my house. His name is not on it in any way. I still get mail for him here, in which I have constantly and kindly asked him via text to change his address, for which he says he did, and he'll double check every time. This mail includes things like insurance cards for his new affair baby. Just last week, he picked up the last of his belongings and important mail, which I've held for months waiting for him to pick up. Celebrated this would be the last time I would ever need to contact or see him again. Yesterday, I received a package, and without thinking, I opened it on my way into the door, thinking it was one of my many Amazon buys. LOL, well, it's a jewelry box with 2 rather cheap-looking necklaces inside, something I didn't order.
You kind of got it right in the beginning. You did say diamond necklaces.
It was a
they were necklaces.
cheap
Faux
necklaces.
diamond.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I don't know, kind of crazy that he's just getting her like necklaces off of Amazon. I double check the shipping label, and it's my ex-husband's name. This is clearly a Valentine's present for the new girl, as the rhinestones are green, which I immediately recognized as her month's birthstone. How did you
know that?
know that?
Dude,
What?
she went deep down that stocking
Yeah,
train.
she was like, who is this girl?
Yeah.
When's her birthday?
What's her sign?
What's her sign? Yeah, exactly.
Her moon rising.
He's never ordered from this company when we were together, so I would have understood if he had an existing account which had the old address, but I don't see that as the case. At this point, I feel this is almost intentional. How many times can one put the wrong address on your things? This man is very much a but even I don't know if he would go that far or if he's just that stupid. Would I be the a-hole for throwing away the whole package in the trash? I looked it up and it was under $80 and not fine jewelry by any means. Also, I really want to go no contact moving forward, so I would rather not text him if it can be avoided. I would be lying if I said I didn't still harbor resentment and hate, but I feel guilty not giving someone something they paid for. And there are some comments, and I presume an update. I don't know if you'll have this take.
Okay. Pop off.
I think you should throw him out.
I assume that would be your take.
I think you should throw him out. I mean, he cheated on you for months and lied about it continuously. Toss him. It's under $80. That's like a parking ticket. He has to pay the fine for cheating on you, and it's like $70.
That's not the
That's
fine.
like
That should
a
be way
cheating fine.
more.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
Give me
saying.
your
That's a
cheating
deal.
fine,
That's
$70.
It's a deal. It's like not even like you should be paying like thousands of dollars, but he's just paying $70. That's nothing. But there are some comments, so we're going to jump into them. Comment number 1, not the a-hole. He's deliberately sending things to your address to mess with you. Throw it away and block his number. You deserve peace. Reply, and if he does try to make contact, it's a simple, no, none of your trash is here.
Oh my God.
You're out of my life. Reply says, yeah, deny ever receiving anything. Reply, porch pirate must have gotten it. Lol, repackage it and leave it in a visible place on the porch. Okay. Comment 2, I was wondering how far I would have to read before someone stated what should be obvious. Throwing away someone else's mail is illegal and a federal offense. Mark it, return has not been at this address for a length of time, and put it back in the box. That way, every time your mail person takes one back, they get a reminder that he is gone in the first place, and they will catch more in the future. I'm going through this with my mom. She passed away after changing her address to my house. If I throw it away, she stays on the mailing list that gets reused and sold, and more mail shows up. Returning it is a hassle to everyone, granted, but being annoyed, charged for return mail is what gets them to take the name off their list. Okay.
Solution.
Reasonable answer.
No, it's the solution. We found it.
Perhaps one route. Take an Amazon delivery is not a federal offense like the mail, but you know it's not yours, so you are stealing it regardless of the reason why. That's what I was going to say, because I feel like if it's official mail, that is a federal offense, but I'm pretty sure Amazon packages, it's not a federal offense given how many people steal Amazon packages.
I don't.
Not that that's good, to be clear.
I just don't care about legality. Just send it back.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't care about legality?
Yeah, I'm a freaking bad apple. What about it?
I'm traveling with you in very soon. I'm very scared.
You better
You're
watch
screwed,
out.
dude.
If more Amazon boxes show up, then you have to contact them, tell them you did not order it. Most likely what they will do is tell you to keep it, then you can do with it whatever you want, and Amazon just had to pay out for delivery, so that happens a few times. And Amazon is going to put a stop to it, is my guess. Do not give this guy easy ammunition. He would probably love the chance to take you to small claims court or to share on social media how jealous and vindictive you are for stealing the necklace set he got for his new girl and baby.
Like it's a trap card.
Okay, but you can't prove that.
With the Reddit.
What if he's watching from afar?
Yeah, if they find this Reddit story, you can't
You just
prove it.
outed yourself.
That's on you, girl. Now you can't do the throwaway route. Update. First, thank you all for the comments reminding me that I don't owe him anything. I don't know why I still feel guilty for doing what I want to do. I just got home from work, so as of now, the package is still in my possession. Later today, the dreaded text did come. No, I did not block him. He said he just found out they sent another package to my house and claimed he went off on customer service for using his billing address again. I left him on red. Interesting, because this is the first package from this company to ever arrive at this house. But mostly his billing address is still my house. Okay. He hasn't changed it. He knows he hasn't changed it, and he feels that's a valid excuse for the mix-up. He's running away from tons of debt collectors, so now starting to put together the dots of why he's not updating his address. If it was a true mistake, part of me thought possibly he might not have the audacity to reach out to me about the gift to avoid awkwardness or shame due to the nature of the gift. I know if I was in his shoes, I would have written that off as a loss, moved on with my life, and bought a replacement to avoid the awkward and cringy conversation. I've taken the advice of many here and bought a return to sender stamp from Amazon to use on everything else I get from here on out. Until then, I hope he doesn't just show up at my house unannounced, because I'm not sure if I'm going to respond. I'm going to think about the package one more night before sending it into the abyss. Additional update for clarity on the affair baby. I'm getting a lot of questions on the timeline of the affair baby. The baby was born last year. Calculating conception date based on the due date, he knocked her up while we were still married.
I thought that was assumed.
Yeah. I think OP's just doubling. I didn't say conception based on birth date because the baby was born 3 months early. How did I find out? Friends on social media. How did I know the details? He told me. Info overshared in several of his excuses as to why he couldn't meet with the estate attorney back when I was removing him from the home's deed. More info than I would have ever cared to know. And there is a second update, but do you have any other thoughts?
Just already
Any
feels
new
more
thoughts?
complicated than it needs to be.
About what? About like the
The whole
thoughts.
story. I'm just like,
It's always it's Reddit.
just send it back and
Yeah,
don't
and
need
there
to
we
think
go.
too hard about it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like
We live for the drama here.
but I think it's like it is kind of something that you have to think hard about. Not necessarily on what to do, but it is just something that would probably bring up all of these
Yes.
emotions.
I understand that like the emotional context and story behind it is so much larger than this scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And that being said, if you don't want to deal with it, just send it back.
Return it. And now it's out of your hands. I didn't think this post would blow up like it did. I'm a little nervous that he's going to see the post and know it's about him, even though this is a throwaway account, but part of me doesn't care. Thank you to everyone for the advice and for reminding me that I owe him nothing. It also brought to light that I'm being entirely too kind to someone who continues to torment me and use me. Oh, also, I really enjoyed all the creative toxic ideas of what to do with the necklace
Oh no.
and had some good laughs.
I thought we were going the other way. I thought we were going to be responsible. And
Well, we don't know yet. We don't
compassionate.
know yet. Despite wanting to say no contact, today I finally responded to my ex-husband's text from yesterday. I wrote, "Weird you didn't change your billing address."
What Sophia was saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He texts, "Apple Pay still is the old billing address." Then freaking change it, dude. So I responded, "It's been a year and he should probably go through his accounts and change his address. As of last week, anything sent here for him should have been returned to sender." No response. And you should respond that to us that you're going to go listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search up OK Storytime.
Please respond.
Please respond.
Please.
Just tell us in the chat that
Please tell us
that you're going to do it.
watch.
Let's finish the story. To clarify, I do not have his new address. He went through great lengths to keep that secret since he lives with a fair partner. So I can't file a change of address in his place or forward his debt collection mail to him. He used his mother's address in our legal documents, so she's about to start getting a lot of collection mail. I received the return to sender stamp this morning and will be sending everything back moving forward until the post office gets the hint. I know this isn't as dramatic as hoped, so sorry to disappoint. As for the package, what package?
No.
We don't know what that means. It could mean that she
No,
just
it's
returned it to
obvious
sender.
what that means.
She could have just returned to sender.
I'm disappointed.
I'm not.
My husband is acting suspicious, so I hired a private investigator. My husband, male 47, and I, female 44, have been married for just over a decade, and it has been, for the most part, a loving marriage centered around our two beautiful children. By the way, this comes from U-Choice Evidence 1983, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to ROK Storytime subreddit. So, of course, I've had grievances. He travels a lot for work, is constantly glued to his phone, and sometimes would abruptly pop out for errands. Quotes that he has always been incredibly vague about. I'm going to get eggs.
Yeah, that's her name for sure.
Dude, egg sounds hot.
Eggs.
Initially, this didn't concern me too much. He has a very demanding job that has allowed us to have a lifestyle I never thought possible. Meant that I could leave work to be with children, take us on wonderful holidays, send the children to a great school. I always felt that complaining to him about his work, phone, computer, and random emergencies would be so selfish considering everything he does for us. It actually would just be healthy communication. However, 2 weeks ago, I started getting really suspicious after I had found a love sock in the inside pocket of his blazer. There was no reason for him to have it there, as we only have spicy sleep at home, and frankly, it isn't something we do as often as we used to. This prompted me to do something I never thought I would do, but I found an opportunity to get into his phone when he wasn't looking.
That's bad.
We're going into we
That's
don't trust
already
each
bad.
other mode.
The relationship's already over.
I first looked at his photos but couldn't find anything. Then I thought I would check his messaging apps. WhatsApp, Telegram, both were password locked. Only iMessage could be accessed, but there was barely anything there. At this point, I had a sinking feeling something was up. Last year, a friend was in a similar situation and used a digital investigator to learn more about her absent and secretive fiance. The investigator found out that this man had been living a complete double life with a long-term girlfriend in Edinburgh and unbelievably a whole business he had set up and was earning money from. She had no idea about the business or all the money he was earning from it and no doubt spending on his girlfriend. I asked for the investigators' details and requested that they pull together anything and everything they could find about my husband. And so the investigators spent about a week digging online and came back to me with a report that changed my life forever. I got a call from the investigator warning me that my husband's report would be a very difficult read and that I should open it in a private time when I would be able to process it fully. Since I received it, I have barely been able to eat, sleep, properly take care of the kids, or speak to him, and yet he is so absent-minded he doesn't even realize something is wrong. It turns out that my husband of over 10 years has been having an affair with a woman 15 years junior, financing this woman's lifestyle and her failed business venture, attending...
It's even worse. It failed?
It would have been fine if it was successful. Attending spicy sleep parties with her where they have spicy sleep with other partners. Posting in a revolting online spicy sleep forum, including pictures of his genitals and details his regular user in to the internet videos of spicy people doing spicy acts and escorts to his creepy online friends. Based on these posts online, has clearly been spending thousands on escorts as far back as 7 years ago. I have no idea where to go from here. I don't know what to do. I have no idea how to confront him about this or if I should see a lawyer first. I know the obvious decision is to simply divorce, but our children are 9 and 7 and I have loved him since we first met 14 years ago. And I know that I have a place in his heart too in spite of these actions. If he is truly a regular user of what? Then is there a way to get through this if he agrees to treatment? By user, does he mean like addiction to spicy and love? Yeah. I'm a complete mess and I can't talk about this to anyone in person just yet. Any advice you have for me would be really appreciated. We have some relevant comments.
You have to divorce him. Like, it's not, I don't think it.
Or you can just join in.
No. This man has been lying to you for 7 years?
At least 7 years.
At least 7 years.
Half of the time you've known him.
Yeah. Just because you guys have kids, it doesn't.
She needs to get tested for STIs.
Absolutely. Like, not only has he lied to you, but he has put your life in danger.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, I think that for your sake and for your kids' sake, honestly, I don't think staying together would be the best option for them or for you.
Yeah, I can't imagine making this work.
Yeah, no.
If you have, it seems like there has been little communication in this marriage already. So if you're going from like 0 to like ninja level communication to be able to repair this, like that might be a miracle. So it's not looking, no. Like that is possible. All right, we have some relevant comments. Commenter 1, do not confront him. Go see a high-powered attorney to see how you could come out on top. A good lawyer will get him to cover services, get your finances together, get spousal support, sue for compensation, the money spent on spicy workers and affairs, child support, have him cover college for both children, pay for all schooling and insurance till 26, get the child tax credits for each year. Because of his chronic infidelity being the cause of the divorce, you can get more than half in the divorce unless you're in a no-fault state. Also, see if you live in a state where you can sue her for alienation of affection. Get tested ASAP. Let your lawyer guide you on what to do before you let him know. Also, see as many high-powered attorneys. What about some lower-powered attorneys?
Like mid-powered attorneys?
Yeah, maybe some mids.
Yeah.
As you can, so you can have the best shark and cripple his ability to use them as a lawyer. Don't forget all of his assets, investments, and retirement. Trying to ruin this man's life?
She probably is. I mean, well, actually, maybe not she, but this commenter is.
This commenter is trying to ruin this man's life. Ask for a forensic financial audit for any hidden monies. Bill him for everything and do not leave the marital home. Make slappy phallic item move out. I'm sorry you're dealing with this, but you gotta strike hard and be smart and don't silverline anything or take his word on anything. That is an approach from a person who seems to be very hurt by many people in their life.
Or maybe it's gone through some, I don't know if a similar situation, but it might be a lawyer.
The person offering this thing has been, no, they've been screwed. It's either they've been screwed over in their life or they're a lawyer who wants to get hired by them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It could be a lawyer who's like, you should find the best lawyer, the most expensive lawyer in the land.
Anywho, I have some contacts. It's me.
It's just me.
It's me. All right, OP. Thanks for this. Sadly, because we are in the UK, cheating doesn't have much of a bearing on divorce outcomes. However, my solicitor is among the best in the UK, and I trust that we are going to do some real damage. Commenter 2. I'm sorry you're going through this. Please excuse me. How much does it cost to hire a private investigator?
Yes, that's
Sophia
what I
wants
wanted.
to know
the hard-hitting questions.
OOP. Hello. Sorry to only be responding now. It cost only £250.
That's
Surprising.
wait, per hour though? Like what's the is
for
that
an
like the
initial
hourly
sweep,
rate?
no,
Okay.
for an initial sweep, but this is also an online
Yeah.
But we also don't know how
Oh.
good
or
this
a private
Oh.
investigator. They're not like
Yeah.
following him in a car
Oh, okay.
with like
Okay.
binocs.
Yeah, that's less interesting.
And then once some fishy things were found, I paid more for some additional hours of digging. All right, we have an update.
Woo!
Firstly, I'd like to thank almost every single one of you who has commented to leave me advice or message me privately. I took a lot of advice on board, especially legally speaking, and this has proven to be of great benefit. I apologize for my long absence and lack of replies. I hope the update below can explain it. I chose to wait until after New Year's as I did not want to rob the children of one last Christmas and New Year's holidays of family. You got to give them the best freaking Christmas and New
Yeah.
Year's possible. They're like, oh my God, I've never got this many gifts. And you're like, that's because your father ruined our lives.
Yeah, and make sure that like no one don't tell them right after Christmas. Give it at least like 3 weeks, maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah. In the meantime, I researched solicitors and sought recommendations from trusted friends. Rather humiliatingly, I did, after much urging on this website, also schedule and go through with an STI test. Great. It was horrifically embarrassing. I am relieved to say that it came negative.
Amazing.
That's great. I don't know how I could have coped if he had gotten me sick because of his revolting actions. Yeah, that would have added like a whole new layer onto everything. He made my job incredibly easy by flying out for, in quotes, work trip. Not that anything he says could ever be trusted on the second, and I immediately got the ball rolling. Met with the solicitor, packed up all his belongings into 6 suitcases, had the locks changed, and spoke to a child psychologist to work out the best way to explain things to the kids who are far too young to understand the full picture, of course. Fast forward to a week later, and upon his return, I'm having made sure the children were packed up by my mother after school, greeted him to a hallway full of suitcases and divorce papers. Okay. I had printed out the report in full and started walking him through it before he started breaking down in tears. It was a compulsion, and he was unbelievably stressed. And that if I left him, he would have no choice but to marry the other woman, whereas he would end it immediately if I were to take him back. This last part was truly the nail in the coffin. I don't think he even realized just how manipulative that comment was to make. After hours of a back and forth and of his groveling, I gave up. He was left at the bottom of the stairs and entrance to our home with his suitcases, waiting for a cab to take him to God knows where. There is still a lengthy legal process ahead, and unfortunately, it turns out that him being unfaithful, etc., doesn't really impact how assets might be divided following the legal battle. However, I'm confident that my solicitor will get the outcome I need to keep the house and live independently. In terms of the children, I would rather not discuss them so as to keep it private, but it has been an incredibly difficult adjustment, and sometimes I do feel guilty. As for myself, I'm still completely heartbroken, and frankly, I don't ever hope to find love again. You will. You will.
Aww.
I just don't think I could quite trust like that again, but you never have to lose your trust. If you tune into full episodes with stories just like this by going to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime, because we will renew your trust in relationships. Just kidding. We'll probably do the opposite because you're going to be hearing all these Reddit stories.
I was like, wait, this is not the place for trust in relationships.
Yeah. Finally, I'd like to just add that while most comments here have been lovely and supportive, I did get a number of comments and private messages blaming me for my soon-to-be ex-husband's behavior, claiming I did not give him sufficient spicy attention and that I shouldn't complain because he provided me with a certain lifestyle. Firstly, these comments are
Man was
awful.
living a double life. You know, father by day and slinging it left and right by night.
Finally, these comments are awful and betray a repulsive worldview with regards to spicy sleep, intimacy, and marriage. Secondly, our ailing spicy sleep life was not my doing and was at times a criticism I myself had of our relationship, not the other way around. Yeah, because he was having all the spicy sleep he wanted.
He was going around and she was like, hey, what's going on, man? He was like, I'm busy, I'm working.
He's like, yeah, I'm not in the
errands.
mood, because he already had like 10 spicy sleep partners
like sweating.
that day.
Super sore. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm the mood.
Thirdly, just because someone provides you with a lifestyle doesn't entitle them to treat you as if you're nothing, because people don't own people. With no respect and no honesty, I would have hoped all would be aware of that. Relevant comments. Commenter 1, affairs do matter if you can account for all the money he spent on the other woman. You deserve half of that and is often awarded in court because he spent marital money, which is half yours. Comb through credit card and bank statements for hotel, restaurant, gift purchases that you never received. This process is painful, but you deserve your half of everything he spent on dating her. If you can't bring yourself to do it, hire someone who will. Hire the same PI.
Yeah.
Like, I got
Seemed like
another
he was
job for you,
pretty
bud.
effective.
Hire Magnum PI.
Oh,
Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck. It can also be used as a powerful bargaining tool if he doesn't want other people to know what he did. Commenter 2, Hours of groveling? What a sorry reaction. Anyways, I'm glad he didn't get you sick, and I hope the best for you and your kids as you move on.
My husband left our children unsupervised, but refuses to admit the reason why.
Why?
He refuses to admit.
Dang it.
My husband is 43 and I'm 31. We've been married for 7 years and have a 5-year-old and a 9-month-old. My husband left our children alone and he refuses to admit to it or tell me where he was. I'm furious, enraged, and my husband keeps telling me I'm making a big deal about nothing. By the way, this comes from Suitable Mission 7422. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OKStorytime subreddit. So this just happened this weekend. I'm on the board of directors for a local nonprofit organization. I had to attend an event for that organization this past Saturday, and I was gone for most of the day. My husband was supposed to be home with our kids. I texted him a few times and he responded. When I called around midday, he didn't respond, but that's not very unusual. Shortly after that, I got a call from my mom. She said my son had just called, and when she asked him what he and his sister were doing, he said they were both watching TV. When she asked where their dad was, he said his dad wasn't there. My mom asked him several other questions, and from my son's responses, she believed he was telling the truth and that my husband wasn't there and that there was no adult there at all. She said he didn't seem scared to be alone or worried about where his dad was at. He just called her to chat. He has a tablet designed for children with pre-programmed contacts that he can call. It's only a few people, just family members.
Dude, he's a resilient 5-year-old. He's like,
like,
yeah,
"Hey."
Dad's out, but what's up with you, Grammy?
He's like, I'm doing pretty good. I'm holding a baby right now.
Yeah.
We're fine.
He
Watch
goes,
this-
baby babe.
We're
what's
watching
the babe?"
KCIW. I left the event immediately and began texting and calling my husband repeatedly. He didn't respond to my first several attempts. It took him about 10 minutes. I was halfway home at that point to respond. I was so confused, so worried, really mad, and I asked him where he was. He said he was at home. I told him our son had just told his grandmother that he was at home alone with his baby sister watching TV about 15 minutes ago. My husband denied it, and I told him I was too upset to talk and drive. When I got home, I checked on the kids right away, and they were both fine. I asked my husband again, where was he? He said he was home the entire time. He didn't know what our son was talking about, but he must have just been confused since he had gone to the basement to do some laundry. I ran down to the basement. It was the same load of laundry I'd thrown in the dryer the night before. He didn't do any laundry when I was gone. I asked my husband why my son would be confused about whether his dad was home or not. Where in our home would he have gone, and for how long for our son to think his dad wasn't home? That doesn't make sense with a 5-year-old and a 9-month-old. You wouldn't leave them unattended that long. Why was he nowhere to be found when my mom asked my son to go check certain areas of the house? I begged my husband to just admit it, to stop treating me like an idiot, and to stop accusing our son of lying. Just tell me the truth, because being lied to right to my face is so incredibly maddening. He insists he was home, but he can't come up with any believable story of where he was at or what he was doing that time.
What does he say?
He's claiming that he was in the basement doing laundry.
Okay, but is that story changing? Did she not say, but the load is the same load before I
She
left?
said it was the same load I'd thrown in the dryer the night
Yes.
before. He didn't do any laundry when I was gone.
Oh, I
So
think
we
the
know
next
that that's a
sentence
lie.
says what he's saying.
He insists he was home. The way he answers me when I ask him about this and demand truthful answers is so dismissive. When I tell him, you left our children alone, he quickly says, no, I didn't. So anyway. What? I'm sorry. I mean, if someone's accusing you of that, if you didn't actually do it, you'd be like, I swear I was like, I'm so sorry I'm so sorry that our son thought I wasn't there. And I'll make sure that I'm more like you would.
Yeah, but
We wouldn't just say, so anyway.
and I'm not blaming OP, but if OP is maybe screaming, which I understand, she's upset. Maybe it's just like
Yeah.
people deal with receiving a lot of charge, and maybe it's just like too much. It's like I was here, and I can't deal with this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Possibly. I am convinced he was gone. We don't have a Ring camera, but at least one of our neighbors does. I'm so upset about this that I'm tempted to ask our neighbor for the Ring footage. I had to go out of my car and scream and cry because I got so upset. Of course, I didn't want my kids to see my reaction. I can't put into words how upset I am about the fact that I know he must have really left them alone, but have no proof and am being treated like I'm just a paranoid nutcase of a mother/woman by him.
I wanted to
And
say
there is an update.
I wasn't trying to be dismissive. I was trying to paint a whole picture of it, but I do want to say that you're upset and worried about your children, and you deserve for your anger to be received and to be assured, and for you to not be made crazy.
And also, it seems like potentially given that she just said she went to the car to go like scream and cry, I don't know how much of that was actually like that emotion was brought out when she was inside the house, because she might have been wanting to keep it kind of cool for the kids.
Oh.
So it might
The
not
way
have been
she-
all of that like anger and stuff.
But also, it seemed the way she was.
She was
saying
still
she was
making
yelling, yeah.
accusations. Yeah. Update. Last weekend, my husband left our 5-year-old and 9-month-old home alone while I was gone and then refused to admit it or provide a plausible explanation. Since then, we've had many arguments about it. I've been living in a constant state of anger and frustration. I don't want to fight about it anymore, but I couldn't help it, and I kept bringing it up again and again. I couldn't lay low and pretend to get over it while I waited for him to do it again and catch him in whatever was going on. I also knew that demanding he tell me the truth wasn't going to get me anywhere. Since he'd been refusing to talk and deflecting for days, all it was doing was making me enraged and feel like I was about to have a brain aneurysm. I told him to hand me his phone so I could check his location at the time. He refused. He said he wouldn't do it and that it was a violation of his privacy. He won't be treated that way, and refuses to give in to my delusions. You think I enjoy being in a situation where I have to beg my husband to show me his phone so I can see where he was at? I hate it. I don't want to live that way. I told him it's simple. If he was really at home the entire time, just prove it. Why wouldn't he want to clear this whole thing up? I got so mad that he wouldn't turn over his phone that I told him I was going to the neighbors to get their doorbell footage. At first he was like, fine, go do it. He didn't think I actually would. He knows I don't like to air drama to others, so he's probably figured I'd just swallow all of this crap he'd been giving me.
So is this like the next door neighbor? Are they across the street? Are they gonna get a direct shot of this?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Luckily, I was totally being driven by anger at this point, so nothing was going to stop me from going to the
She's like,
neighbors.
I'm too
She's like, I don't
angry
care.
to people please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone can know as long as they have information. When I actually started to go out the door, he tried to stop me and followed me out the door. I felt pure anger rushing through my veins, nothing else. The neighbor, who I probably said less than 10 words to in the entire time we've lived here, told me he'd send me the footage. I went home, told my husband that the neighbor didn't have the footage from that day anymore.
Oh,
a little lie.
Some Slytherin behavior come in. I see some of that cunningness.
And told him I just needed to go to the
Slytherins
store.
are normal people too, guys.
Well, cunning is a Slytherin trait.
We never said they weren't.
We
just named a typical Slytherin trait, and now you're saying that.
And now you're defensive.
I'm defending the sly Slytherins.
And told them I just needed to go to the store and cool off. So I put the kids in the car and went and parked somewhere while I waited for the neighbor to send me the footage. I have the neighbor's number now too, and he told me if I need any more footage, he will be happy to give it to me.
Conspiracy.
Yeah,
she's
place
gonna
it in.
start sleeping with the neighbor.
That is, yeah. I was like, he's like, yeah, I'd be happy to give it to you, and also if you want, like, come and like watch it.
Yeah, you could watch it, and I could
on my TV or something.
pour
I
you a
don't know.
glass of wine, and also
Big deal.
I could watch the TV from the jacuzzi if you join me as we watch this footage. Your husband.
Hey, you got a jacuzzi with a TV set up?
Yeah, I would cheat with this man too. Jeez.
The video shows a blue car that I don't recognize show up and park in our driveway.
Oh my God.
A blonde woman gets out of the car and goes towards my house. She walks on the outside of our garage towards the gate leading to our backyard. The gate is too far back and out of the way to be seen on the doorbell footage. She and her car were there for 23
minutes.
Imagine that. The car leaves right around the time that my husband called me to say he was home and had been home the entire time, as I was rushing home in a panic and calling him on repeat. One of two possibilities as to where they went. She either came in through the side door of the house, which does provide direct access to the basement, or, and what I think is more likely, is that they were in the backmost area of our yard, which is a gated pool area. Immediately behind our house is a grass lawn. Then you step down a few steps and we have a patio. And then there's a fully gated area where the pool is. It's not like you think of when you picture a gated pool. It's a full 6-foot wood fence all the way around, plus even taller landscaping for added privacy. You can't see into that area at all unless you're inside. So before we go any further, he was technically at home.
Thank you.
Cheating, but at home.
Hey, this could be a coworker that needed help.
Private help.
In the
Really
privacy of
intimate help.
his pool while they were
His gated
naked.
Pool. And is that a crime?
Is that a crime to help your naked friends?
Regardless, like, he is at home, but he still was not watching a 9-month-old. And that is a huge issue. Just adding on to the fact that he's probably cheating.
Okay.
I think it's more likely that they were back there because my son said his dad's keys were gone and we kept that gate locked with a key. The pool is closed for winter, but...
Duchess Cassandra,
What?
sorry, it says maybe he was doing the blonde's laundry.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Could be friends, just friends.
Yeah,
But
naked friends.
But there is one building back there, sort of like a shed we converted into a changing area. How freaking big is your house?
You don't
And there
have
is a
sheds
covered
where you
pat.
change?
You'd be
Yeah,
friends
they
with him.
converted I just
Sorry, we're-
change in the house.
Sophia, we're in a shed right now.
Yeah, but that's different. We don't have a pool shed. The pool is closed for winter, but there is one small building back there, sort of like a shed we converted into a changing area, and there is a covered patio with furniture. I'm convinced that's where they were. So technically he was home, but in an area totally removed from the house and where he couldn't see or hear the kids if something happened.
Yeah, that's not appropriate.
And the kids didn't know where
It's
he
dangerous.
was.
Yeah.
Incredibly dangerous. Again, 9-month-old. I asked him how he could explain this. What were they doing? I obviously don't need him to tell me what they were doing, but for some reason, I still had hope that he'd finally be honest. He wasn't contrite. He showed no remorse.
Oh my God.
He was just like, yeah, she was here, but I obviously never left.
What's up with this guy? He's just like, yeah, but I didn't leave the house.
He's
we were
like, okay, but
sleeping
we
in the back.
established I never left.
Yeah, what
So what's the
matters?
problem?
I don't see why you're upset here.
Yeah, I cheated with her at the house.
At the house. I never lied.
Who is she? How long has this been going on? And if he's going to be such a disgusting, despicable excuse of a man, then why couldn't he at least have found any other time and any other lie or excuse other than when he was home alone with our kids? I told him I know this has happened before, and I demanded to know how many times he's done this when he's been alone with the kids. He swears this is the only time,
That
and
is-
he's known for being incredibly truthful.
This is not true. This woman did not come over for the first time and do these acts
No.
in the shed while his kids were
Yeah,
home, and
There's no way this is
and
the
they
first time.
couldn't. That was
yeah.
the best time they could find for their first engagement.
Yeah, no, that would be ridiculous. But he still doesn't have the balls to confess to what they were doing. I don't believe him that this was the only time, FYI. I still have so many questions, and I still feel like my heart is beating 200 times a minute. My blood pressure is through the roof. I've cried a lot, sobbed, begged for someone to help me, yelled, screamed, ordered a bunch of books about divorce and custody. And you know what? The next day, after our multiple explosive fights, him putting his hands on me,
Oh,
whoa.
no.
And me seeing the evidence, he acted like everything was totally normal.
What's up? We good?
Yeah, he
Like,
really.
So anyway,
Want breakfast? You hungry?
Yeah,
Maybe
any
it's-
amount of like anything being off, he's like, this is ridiculous.
like I was.
She's like, how dare you cheat on me? And he's like, you're overreacting.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
When's my breakfast ready?
And like none of that stuff ever happened. I woke up still seething, exhausted, broken, and he's acting like everything's totally normal. He said he was ordering breakfast to be delivered from our favorite breakfast place. He asked if I wanted to go to the store together later and try this new recipe for chili tonight. Why would I want to do any of these things with you now? Absolutely no acknowledgement of anything he's done or what's transpired between us in the past few days. He deserves an Oscar for how well he was able to act like none of that happened, completely comfortable and non-phased. By the way, you can be comfortable knowing that we have full episodes just like this for you to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app. Just search Evoke Storytime. And there is just a wee bit left of this story. But do you have any final thoughts?
People are bringing up some interesting things. Okay, so scary to think about how often he may have left them unsupervised. Son seems pretty comfortable with the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, most 5-year-olds would be like, I see no parent in sight. That's really scary. And he was just chill with it. He was like,
Yeah.
"Sup, Grammy?" Like,
Yeah,
no, we're
Dad
just
went out.
chilling, but it's cool.
It might have been a situation where the dad was like, I'll be right back or
Yeah.
something. And I was like, okay, dad went out.
Yeah, it's possible, but there's just a lot of strange things about this, especially like what OP is saying, how she's bringing up his infidelity. This is wild, and he's just like,
He's not
just
even
acting
denying
like nothing.
it. He's just acting like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, he's not, well, he's,
which is just strange.
yeah.
It's
Not
like,
oh, I didn't cheat on you. It's just like, yeah, she was here. Okay.
yeah, just with no remorse. I'm
Yeah.
curious, like, what's going on with
Yeah.
him?
Mentally crazy. I know that it's a waste of my energy, but I just desperately want him to admit the full truth of what he did that day and any other day with this woman. I want to hear it from him. It won't change whatever he's done, but he could at least have the respect and decency to be honest now that he's been caught. That's a ridiculous thought, though, right? How foolish of me to expect this man to show decency and honesty now. If he was a decent and honest man, then he wouldn't have had a strange woman over to our house and been out of sight from our kids for 23 minutes. His continued denial and refusal to admit to anything other than the bare minimum, his attitude like I'm somehow being controlling or infringing on his rights by asking for information, that's almost more hurtful than him cheating on me. That is the end of that story.